Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? This is Jen with Jen's Art, and guess what? It is Wednesday, and I am home. I'm not on a trip. My son's not getting married this week. I'm not on a business trip. I am home, so I am here to do a live for New Technique Wednesday, and I am going to send out my text message. Let me get all of my people on here. Let me type this up real quick. Tell me hello. Tell me how you doing. Instant Art is live. All right, I think we're working. Yes, we are. Hello, Miss Jackie and Renee and Michael. Michael, look what I have on. This was a little pleasant surprise in the mail yesterday that I got from one of my tribe sisters, and it is perfect for today because it is a snowy, cold day, and so I've been wearing long sleeves and I've been working. So tell me what you've been doing. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mary and Bev and Kelly. How are y'all all doing today? So I want to show you what I'm working on, and we're going to have some fun today because I don't even know how this is going to work out, but I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've been working on that are super, super popular this year, and Michael my husband, is excited about this. He loves doing this. Actually, he's working his heart out right now. So I want to show you, let me go ahead and change this around. So I want to show you what I have been working on a lot lately. And my light's not on. Hang on, let me put this little light on. Why are you not on? There we go. Now you can see even better, huh? Okay. So these are some wooden tags that I asked Michael to make me one time, and they have been such a super big hit. You can't find these in the store. You can only find them in Jen's Art shop, which, by the way, I put the link somewhere in here. I can't post it, or can I? I can only post it. It's only going to show up on Jen's Art page, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it is, Jen's Art page and my YouTube channel. I'm streaming on both of those right now. Okay, so the other night we had we had a super fun ornament hop. And if you have not watched the video, you can get the link on my page. If you go to Jen's Art page, at the top of the page, I have it pinned at the top. It is the video for this particular painting, this nativity scene. I also have, let me show you the final product here. I also have, see how I put a little bit of glitter on it? Isn't it cute? I also have the link to purchase these little tags in the description as well. And if you go to the Ornament Hop, you will also see a place where you can sign up, and it's basically just collect your email and we send you a file, a downloadable file. And in that file, it has the template to this this design that I just created recently. So what I'm doing today is I want to add, because I like to have ornaments kind of in a little group instead of like single ornaments. So I'm adding to this theme here. Okay, so kind of like, the colors, I'm kind of keeping it in the same theme. And since it's a nativity scene, what I'm doing, and I'm coming up with this in my head, so I'm walking y'all through the whole thing. Excuse me, I have to cough. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm thinking a church. I want to do a church and I want to keep it really, really rustic. I want you to notice how rustic this is. This is a piece of pine that we buy at the store and we cut them and we sand them down nice and pretty. This one's actually not sanded down, but we sand them down. And then after I paint it, I sand it down again. You see how pretty all this is? It makes it look really rustic. And then it comes, if you buy the tag, it comes with a piece of 14-inch jute, and there's a hole in it, and so you can take your jute. I cannot do this with nails. I'm not very, very crafty when I have long fingernails. These nails are still left over from my son's wedding a couple of weeks ago, and they are, I don't do nails except for special occasions, and then I just kind of let them run their course. Okay, well, my son got married a couple of weeks ago, so I still have those nails on. And y'all, this place must have done a very, very good job because it has been over 2 weeks. Has it been? It was October 9th. So yeah, it's been almost 3 weeks and they are still on completely and like really, really on. You can see how they're growing out. So this place did an amazing job with these nails. I just want to let you know they're fake nails with the gel on top of them. So anyway, you would put this jute in here, and this is an old piece of jute. It's not a very good piece, and it comes with the jute. And so you can hang it on your tree. You can hang it from your coat rack. You can hang it from a doorknob. Maybe your pantry door or a closet door or your front door, or you can put it, there's so many things you can do with these little tags. You can put it in a wreath. You can hang it from your tree, I already said that. You can put it in your tier tray. You don't even have to put the jute in it. You can just put it in your tier tray because it stands. It is big enough to be able to stand. They are 7 inches tall. There you go. I'm going to show you right here. They are 7 inches tall, 7 inches, and they are about 3.5 inches wide, and they are almost they're 3/4 of an inch thick. So they were perfect for so many different things. So anyway, the first thing I did was I did this one. And I'm going to take you through another one today. We're going to make another one. And we're going to make it to kind of match this. So what I did was I took a piece of paper and I traced around the tag. And now I'm just kind of designing a church that I want to use. So I've been playing with this for a little while, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do this while I'm live with everybody. Let me make sure I'm right in the middle. 3.5 would be 1.5 right here. It's right in the middle. So I'm going to go from the middle. Let's go down like this. I'm thinking I'm just going to make a basic church. Cross. Just going to go here, and then we're going to paint this. Okay, we're going to paint this. That looks pretty good. I think I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to transfer this over on here just with my handy dandy little pencil. Let's go 3. 3 would be 1.5, and then half more would be another 1/4. So this would be about the middle right there. Okay. So let's transfer this on here. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to use a little charcoal pencil. Let's see. I did not obviously make a template for this yet because I'm making it up as I'm going. And this pencil is not doing the job. I bought a set of 3 pencils, woodless charcoal pencils. And they come in soft, medium, and hard. And the hard, I guess I have to use on paper. The hard does not transfer over for me very well. Well, obviously the soft doesn't transfer over very well for me either. So I'm just going to use a pencil. All right, so I'm going to make this into a church. What do y'all think? Pretty simple design. Let's try to keep this about in the center. Very basic, but let's have fun with this. We are gonna make, let's go with, I have all my ribbon and stuff like that if I'm gonna use that. Let's go with some Payne's Gray, because that's what I used on this one here. So let me bring in my paint palette and move all this over. Let's do it this way, so I'm not super crazy. I'm gonna move this over and I'm gonna move my paint palette over here. All right, that should work for y'all. Let me grab my Payne's Gray over here. Let's see what's going on with that. Okay, so got my Payne's Gray. It's basically like a navy blue, y'all. It's just a navy blue. I don't need this anymore. That was just my design. And it's my little sketch pad. So I'm going to start with that Payne's Gray. And I'm going to take a paintbrush, just a large paintbrush, anything, just any kind of paintbrush, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to kind of make it a little bit of like a wash. So I'm going to add a lot of water to it. And I'm just going to start putting the paint. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could gesso your board first. But you know what? We don't need to do that. We're just going to go ahead and add. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a set of 3 for this nativity. I started with the nativity scene. And then now I'm going to you know what? Should we do a church or an angel? I think I want to do an angel. What do y'all think? Now I'm starting to change my mind. All right, so let's make this an interactive live. What do y'all want, the chapel or the angel? I mean, I'm probably going to do both, but while I'm live here today, I'm going to do one of them, and then I'll probably do like next Wednesday, I'll do the other one. So whichever one we don't do today, we'll do the other one next Wednesday. What do y'all think about that? And so then you'll have a whole set of beautiful, you can use them as ornaments or whatever you want. But my theme is basically 3 pieces, a church, an angel, and a nativity. What do y'all think? What do y'all say? An angel? Nellie, you're on the New Technique Wednesday right now. Do a church today and an angel another day. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We can do that. Since I already drew out the church, we can just do the church today. And then I'll just come up with an angel design. You know, just a basic. We don't want to do anything super crazy. And the angel's going to kind of have the same look as Mary and Joseph. So we'll keep it like really simple. Angels, shepherds, wise men. Man, we can make like all different. That's a great idea. The 3 wise men. Oh, that would look so good too. So we might end up making more than just 3 ornaments. We might have to go into 4 ornaments or more. How much fun is that? Okay, so this is just a white. It's just I wet down the paint extremely good, and the wood soaks it up really well. And what it does is, because I love rustic so much, and I love wood. I am very attracted to wood. I love to paint on wood. So like you see this piece right here. Let me show y'all what I bought the other day. Let me grab it. Let me see where it is. Okay, so I was always having to run out to the woodshed outside to use the sander. And I was like, you know what? I just don't want to do that anymore. So I bought myself a cardless mini sander for myself. And it has a little bag on the back of it. And it has all kind of attachments, but I like the Orbital Sander like this. So what I'm going to do, let me see, it has different speeds. I'm going to turn it down. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to this. I'm going to take it. And it's so much easier than, look at that. I'm going to just go around the edges. It's so much easier than having a piece of sandpaper. And this one has different, this one has different speeds to it. And look how it makes, I mean, I would spend a little bit more time on it, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing here. Really fast. And then I would take the back of it, and I just pass the sander over it. You see how that wood grain comes out? I love that. It's one of my passions. When I first started my business, that's all I used to do was rustic wood. Okay, so I'm just cleaning off all the sawdust on there. You know, I mean, I probably shouldn't be doing this inside, but you know what? This is my craft shop, my craft area, and I can do whatever I want in here. I'm sure we have a lot of, you know, paint stains on the floor and all that good stuff. So you see how, and then I added a layer of sealer. This was actually Mod Podge, and I sprinkled some like snow glitter on top of it, so you can see how shiny it is. You see the difference in these two. So this would be like a matte finish. You can do like a matte finish on this, or but look at how it adds a totally different look when you add that sanding on the edge of it. So that's something that I just wanted to show you there that you can do once you finish painting your piece. And I did that while I was trying to let this dry. And now I'm going to take some heavy body white paint. If you notice our Joseph here, our Joseph is not just white. He's actually got a little bit of a cream color to him. So let me see where my titanium white is. Oh, you know what's even better? This one. This one is called Milky White. So let me use that one. So I'm going to add just a little, I'm almost out of this paint. Just a little bit of that. And y'all, we're going to be palette knifing it today. We are going to be palette knifing it today. Let me get a small one. Small palette knife. Let's see. I'm going to grab my stash over here. Small. Let's go with this one and this one. Okay. All right. So I'm working on a really small surface. So I want a small surface as well here to work on. I can hardly see my design. So I'm going to look at my paper that I have here to make sure that I'm going to do this right. You know what I'm going to do first before I do this? Because look, we're making this up as we go. All right. So yes, it is a church. Oh, I have an echo. Thank y'all so much. I always forget to turn off one of my mics. So, all right, that should be better. All right, I'm going to splatter first before I start painting my church. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the white paint with a fan brush. And then I'm going to take another paintbrush. And I'm going to splatter my wood. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this very well, but I'm going to try. I'm trying not to make that big of a mess, But I don't know how successful that would be. Trying to get all the way around it. Okay, so that splatter is going to make it look like it's like nighttime because I want this whole theme to be like a nighttime sky. And I'm just going to clean that off. Much better. Yay. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Echoing bad. Okay. Good. I love that sander. I just bought it last week and I love it. I'm going to have to put it in my Amazon store if y'all are interested in getting that little thing. It's super cool. Okay. It was like $100-something, though. It wasn't, you know, the cheapest thing in the world, but I figured I deserved it. I think it was like $130, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So I am designing out. And I'm using a palette knife because I'm working on a really dark surface. Not only do I love the texture of a palette knife, but because I'm working on a really dark surface, to get that white to not be transparent would be almost impossible. So if I put on a really thick layer of white, then I can get that transparency taken care of and my white will actually be opaque. Okay, and you won't be able to see through into the dark blue. And I'm going to let a little bit of that dark blue show through like that. Okay, so let's go a little bit smaller. I'm going to turn her around. I'm going to make a straight mark there. And a straight mark there. I feel like I'm crooked. Am I crooked? Do I have a crooked eye today? Yep, I'm a little crooked. I do have one eye that works better than the other one. I wonder if that helps the crookedness there. What do y'all think? All right, so I'm going way off of my design here, but we're just going to make it work. This is going to be my steeple. Let's go wider here. Let's see, let's go wider down here. Okay, let's redesign this area. All right, then just trying to get it straight in my head. This steeple, let's go a little bit higher with my church top because I messed up on here. So we're going to go a little bit higher and then have a little bit more of a steepness here. Now, if you're having trouble, because obviously I'm having trouble, so I'm going to show you how to make this easier on yourself. Here is a perfect way to work through this without having so much trouble. Get you a small liner brush. Let me find one that's a decent size. Okay, get you a small liner brush and grab a little bit of, I'm going to put some black on my palette and grab a little bit of black or gray or brown or whatever color you want to use. Make it really, really light. So I'm adding some white to it. And then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to use that as a guide to kind of draw my church. with a paintbrush. And I'm going to smooth out some of those lines. So I'm going to add a little bit more black so I can see it. Smooth out some of those lines. Let's go here. And then you can always come back and add your white paint in there. All right, my cross is going to be here. I'm thinking about doing a gold cross, so I'm not going to put the cross on just yet. Okay, so let's think about what we want to do to, a bit late, but here now. Hey, Curry. Yay. Yes, we're going to have a super fun time with all different tags this season, so get ready because we are in the tag making mood. Okay, so we're going to be making a lot of different ornaments with tags, and that's basically what a lot of our November tribe paintings are going to be too. All right, so here we go. We're going to start having some fun in our church here. I'm going to start with some black, and I'm just going to take the side of, now I'm decorating my church. Basically, I'm putting on all the makeup. I'm going to use some black with my palette knife, and I'm going to make those, all of those lines more prominent. Okay, let's see. I'm going to make a big door, and I feel like I need, let's keep it in the same color scheme. So let's look at this one, and let's make sure we stay in that same color scheme. All right, so the top, I'm going to make it like an archway. All right, so let's go in with this cream color now. Watch what I'm going to do. Oops, that had black in it. So let me clean that off. I'm going to use a small paintbrush, and I'm going to go in with this cream color. Now, this is a lot of paint. This is a lot of paint. So don't be shy when it comes to using paint. I am making kind of like some slats. I'm hardly pressing I'm actually not pressing at all. I'm just letting the paint come off of the tip of the paintbrush. And I'm going to make this look like an old country barn church. But I'm not done. I'm going to add some palette knife work to this as well. I might stop there. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my palette knife, and I'm going to grab just a little bit more. I just wanted to give myself a little guide. I'm going to pull down just a little bit, very, very little. So I have white and kind of like that cream color going on there. All right. You see this red? I think I'm going to go with this turquoise, this teal color. I'm going to make a teal door because I want to keep the same color scheme. So I'm going to grab, let me see, this color and this color. So this is a really bright aqua. I almost don't even need to put it on the palette because I'm going to be using so little of it. Just going to grab some with my paintbrush. So I want to make like kind of like the same color as her dress so that we have a little bit of consistency going on in our color scheme here. I'm adding a little bit of white to it because I don't want it to be super, super bright. Now I'm working wet on wet. So what that means is this paint is kind of like laying on top of the other paint and it's picking up some of that white underneath. So that's why it looks like it's mixing with the white together, but I really like it. I like the way it is meshing with everything else. I'm also going to add, let me check your comments. Let me see and make sure I'm not doing something crazy. Hello, Miss Elaine. See you since Acrylic 101. Yay! We come on every Wednesday now that I'm actually home and I'm not traveling, which normally, if you're new to following me, normally I am not traveling at all. But October was a super crazy month for me. My son got married in Louisiana, so we had a week in Louisiana. And then I had a business trip planned right after that, which was my first business trip ever. And so, yeah, I've been kind of MIA in my New Technique Wednesdays. And then the experience I had in the airport was so horrible. I ended up having to spend the night in the airport because of the canceled flights and everything else. I told my husband, I was like, I'm not traveling again for a very, very, very long time. So I'm home for a very long time now. All right, I am going to make this little circle right here. And let's see, what do y'all think? It's looking kind of cute. I need to get a cross going up there. And I don't know if I should put something up here too, like another window. Maybe like a little, let me just do a little window, like a little archway. And let me find, you know what I didn't do? I didn't take that black all the way down the sides right here. And then I'm also going to take it. Let's go a little bit more on the gray side. I don't want it to be super, super black. So I'm going to mix black and white. And I'm going to take a little bit of that. See how much fun? I love old rustic looking stuff. So much fun. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Let me kind of, now this one went over the window. Let's kind of blend that in just a little bit more. Let's go with a little bit more black right here. All right, now I know a lot of y'all like to use paint pens when you do these little outlines, but because I am using such a thick, heavy body paint, the paint pens are not going to work on this until you let it dry, probably overnight, because I'm working with some thick paint here. Okay, let me get some gold, or like, see how kind of like this color, can y'all see that one? Let me go back and see if y'all can see it. Yeah, let's get some of this kind of like this gold color in there, or like the color of the star. And we're going to add that to, we're going to make that the cross. I know it's a crazy looking cross. You can add like a metallic gold if you want, but I'm just going to add like yellow gold. Okay. Now let's get some green. I'm going to add those little Christmas trees on the side too, because I really like them. So I'm going to grab some green, and I'm going to grab a paintbrush for this. Okay, just a small paintbrush that gives you a nice, probably like a 1/2 inch thick stroke. Okay, a lot of paint, and I mixed a little bit of black in my paint. So you see how I made these little Christmas trees? Okay, so let's use a little bit of common sense here. This church is like really, really far away. So if I'm going to make some Christmas trees, they're going to have to be made like to be really far away. So I don't want them to be in front of the church. I want them to be behind the church. If you don't care about the dimension, because it's just an ornament and it's not, a fine art painting, then you can put your Christmas tree in front of the church. But I'm not going to do that. And you see how dark that green is? That green is so dark that you can't even see it over the blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some of this yellow to it. And it's going to make it, and a little bit of white, it's going to make it a much brighter green. So let's try that again and watch how much it's going to pop. Now that we do this, look at that. That's what we needed. So let's make our tree come in the front right here. Trying to make my green brighter. Some white and some yellow is what I'm adding. All right, let's see what we're going to do on this side. Same thing. Let's go higher with this one. Let's go way up here. There we go. You know what? I'm going to go high with both of them. I like that better. Probably should have put the trees before the church, huh? But that's all right. We're going to make it work. All right. We're getting there. Which green did I use on Joseph? I used brown and green. I used this green, which is Hooker's green. I use either that one or this one, chrome oxide green. They're almost the same exact color green, but I mixed a little bit of brown in it to make it have kind of like that olivey color. I think I went, I'd have to look back, but I might have used a little bit of that cream color in it as well. Okay, So let's add the little red on the trees. Let's add the little red. You know what we could do too? We could put a wreath on the church. Don't you think that would be cute? So cute, so cute. The StreamYard, it should always work after you join it. I am going to have to watch the replay. Hey, Cindy and Luann and Pamela and Diana. All right, so Diana, I always go live on, okay, so if you are a tribe member, which you are, I go live only in the tribe to the private paid members on Sunday and Monday. Okay, so you can only find me in that group. But every Wednesday, I go live to the public, which is right now, and I go live on Jen's Den Art Facebook page. And that is probably where you're watching me from right now. Am I right? I also have a free acrylic group, free acrylic fun group that I'm live in right now as well. But I only go live in that group when it's a free day, not when it's a paid. The paid membership days are Sunday night and Monday. And there you can only find me on in the tribe Facebook group. All right. Let's put an ornament. I think it would tie it in better. Instead of that aqua in the middle right there, I feel like it's not being tied in very well. So I'm going to change this little center right here. I'm going to change it. Now it's still wet, so what I'm doing right now is going to be hard to fix until it dries. But I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to make a wreath. I'm going to have to let this dry. Hang on. Let me grab my handy dandy blow dryer and get a little bit of dryness happening here. It's not going to be dry. It's just going to be a little sticky instead of super, super moist. So let's see if maybe my paint, yeah. All right, so here's the next option. Because my paint is so wet and because my paint is so thick, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the palette knife and I'm going to make it even thicker. Okay, so here's a perfect example. A lot of y'all say, I don't know how to use a palette knife. I'm having trouble using a palette knife. Here is a perfect example when a palette knife is the only option, especially when you're on a live Facebook and you have to try to make, show them how to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my palette knife, and the palette knife is going to allow me to stay on top of the paint. The paintbrush is going to mix in. So I want to stay on top. So I'm just putting a teeny bit of paint on the tip end of my palette knife, and look how that works. See how much better that works? So there's my wreath. Palette knife was the answer. Let's grab some of this red. And I'm going to make a big bow right here in the center. I'm cleaning off my palette knife every time, because if I didn't, I would be picking up white and green. Now, my bow is kind of crooked, but that's okay. All right, and I'm going to do this too, because I love the palette knife so much. I'm going to grab some of this green and add it up in here. And look what that does. That just makes the tree look totally different, and I love it. So I'm just adding some more texture to my tree. And I could continue doing that. I'm just having fun now, y'all. I'm just having a lot of fun. That little spot right there is a little bit too much white, but I think y'all got the idea. And we're gonna add some more black, but we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna take a really, really, really small paintbrush. Here it is. I'm going to take a really, like, this is one of my most skinny paintbrushes. See how tiny it is? It says it's a liner brush. It's a Princeton liner brush. And I'm going to grab some of this black. And I'm going to make it like ink consistency. And I'm going to come back and make those little black lines. See, this is where I would normally use a paint pen, but because everything is so thick, I'm just using my paintbrush to do the same thing. You may want to let this dry before you do this. All right. It's super cute. Okay, so we're going to let this dry. And then once I let it dry, in order to keep it having the same look as this one, I'm probably going to add a layer of Mod Podge. And then after I add the Mod Podge, I might add some more of these little sprinkles right here to make it have, you know, the little glittery area. So that is part 2 of our wooden tag ornaments, or tier tray decorations, or whatever you want them to be. So I hope you enjoyed this. And the ornaments, Karen, are 7 inches tall and 3.5 inches wide. So they're like the size of my hand. They're the size of my hand. They're super big, and they are 3/4 inch thick. So they stand up. You can actually use them for tier tray shelf sitters as well. Okay, so let's see if I can take this off. I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to see you can use them like this. You could stand them up, actually, instead of just using them as ornaments. So once this dries, it's gonna be so pretty. So yay! And next we're gonna do an angel. Let's add an angel to this. That's gonna be so much fun. So I hope y'all enjoyed this today. Really love both of them. Yay, Amy! I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Don't forget, if you want to order any of these tags, they are for sale in if there's the link for them is up in the description, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to post it again just one more time in case you can't find it. And yeah, we'll be back for more fun next Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central, I go live on Jen's Den Art page. So come on in and join us for our New Technique Wednesday, and I will see you next Wednesday. Y'all have a great day. Oh, and we have something fun coming up. Make sure you notice we have a new Christmas project coming up with the Fab Four. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. If you've been following us, you know who I'm talking about. We have a brand new Christmas project coming up. That's going to be so much fun. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bless. Bye.